We're going to start a recording here just to do a sound check to make sure everything is good before we record 3 hours worth of shit and not have any fucking sound like the one time you nonce.
Oh, yeah. Remember that? That's
Nonce. You're so full of nonce.
No, it was called something.
Let's not do that.
Why do you not like it?
It hurts my ears.
Oh.
Let's not do that. You're still doing it.
Do it.
God damn. Fuck made of tears.
It's still doing it.
Oh, God. I do that every time. Every time I'm adjusting your microphone, I make you laugh. And you just fucking blow out my eardrums.
Welcome to the Bunkroom Chats Podcast. I am Elena, also known as Betty. And this is...
Tim.
And today...
Tim.
On day 20 million of being snowed in...
Tim. Yeah.
We're going to be talking about cognitive distortions.
And what you just did right there with the snow is a cognitive distortion.
Actually, yes, but also that was hyperbole, but yes.
It's catastrophizing.
It's not catastrophizing. That's different. It's a meaningful exaggeration.
You arguing with me is a cognitive distortion.
So let's define what a cognitive distortion is.
Yes, let's.
So according to Google,
AI.
Cognitive distortions are irrational, habitual, and inaccurate thought patterns, often called automatic negative thoughts, that warp perception, fuel anxiety, and contribute to depression.
Also, automatic negative thoughts, the abbreviation for that is ants.
Which makes sense because I hate ants. Because they're disgusting. This is actually relevant. One time when I was a kid, I was sitting on...
I would love to hear how this is relevant.
I was sitting on the grass. I was wearing gray sweatpants. I was sitting on the grass and enjoying just the outside, right? It was beautiful. And I looked down, and my sweatpants were covered in ants. Covered. Like, they were just, it was terrible. And ever since then, I've been scared of ants. So the moral of the story is we don't like ants, which are also automatic negative thoughts. See how it all comes back?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Somehow you didn't do it.
Which cognitive distortions are you most prone to?
Well, Elena, I'm glad you asked. Are you okay?
Yes.
So
I can't breathe.
let's pull up the list. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and throw... I'll throw it on the screen for those of you that are watching on YouTube or any of the podcasting networks. Now I'll do the video thing too. Used to just be YouTube, but I'll throw it up on the screen right now. All 15 of them, and we can just run through each one. We're not gonna give a long spiel on them, but we'll just list them off right now, and then we'll slowly start to go through each of them.
Catastrophizing, should statements, magnification, minimization, emotional reasoning, mental filter, disqualifying the positive, black and white thinking or all or nothing thinking, personalization, blaming, jumping to conclusions, mind reading, fortune telling, overgeneralization, and labeling. I would say my biggest ones, absolutely personalization. I personalize everything. I make everything, like, I feel like everything is...
A lot of us do. Well, no, I'm not saying that it's not your best one. Or not best, but your most one.
My best qualities.
But personalization, I feel like, is a catch-all for everybody because everybody internalizes and personalizes.
Unless
things.
you're like really well, like very very stable. You know, I
Why
think
is that funny?
because who is?
Let's talk about that one first. Okay, personalization. When engaging in this type of distortion, an individual will take things personally. I'm reading this as we already covered, but we want to make sure we get the definitions on all these correct. That's just so we can go into conversation about them. This will cause a direct and personal reaction to everything others do or say, even if it was unrelated to them. An example of that being, you attend a party, but all your friends are busy engaging with other people. You feel like they do not have any interest in being your friend and engaging in conversation with you. This makes you think you don't belong there or are unfairly excluded, which a lot of people are guilty of, yes?
Yeah, but instead of just thinking, oh, well, maybe they're just talking to other people. Maybe they just have other friends. Maybe they're just busy.
Yeah, and so automatically we see another cognitive distortion. Do you know which one that is? What were you just doing? Maybe they do this. Maybe do that.
Oh, the not the fortune telling one.
Kind of. It's jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
And that's another one that we're all very guilty of.
But do you see how, like, with cognitive distortions, you just jump from one to the other? Even like to avoid one of them and try to like reset yourself, you often like jump to another one, you know?
Yeah, so when you're trying to,
like
when
reset.
you're trying to avoid them, you unwillingly wander into.
I feel like probably my worst one is
personalization. You just said.
No, yeah, I know. I'm saying.
Spoiler alert.
No, I think personalization is a really big one.
So we do this, and we've talked about this in prior episodes. We do this kind of subconsciously on calls. We personalize other people's struggles, emergencies, pain, and it's more internalizing it, but at the same time it is personalizing it because we see ourselves. You always say you want to take a walk in your patient's shoes, and it is something to think of because you want to treat them the best that you can. So how do you do that? You pretend it was you, right? Like, how would I want to be treated? So we're automatically personalizing things there. But I think that also gets away from the heart of what this actually means.
But I think it can, yes, but I think it can also be, I think we do that on calls in another sense too, which is that we give ourselves more power than we actually have. Like the really bad call that I ran a while ago. I still think sometimes, like, if I had been someone else, would they have done a better job? Did the patient not make it because I was there, because I did something wrong? And it's like, obviously, like, well, no, because blaming is blaming others, not yourself. I think personalization is blaming yourself, right?
Well, I guess, sure. Blaming, but you can blame yourself.
Yeah, but that blaming is blaming. But what about control fallacies? Go down to control fallacies.
Control fallacies. For those of you wondering, it's not phallic.
I was curious. I thought it was talking about controlling penises. But this says
dueling penises.
Please keep that in.
Sure.
The internal control is the belief that a person has complete control of themselves and their surroundings. So that's kind of what we're talking about, right? Like thinking that you can control the outcome of a call just by yourself, just as one person, which most of the time you cannot. Occasionally you can, but most of the time you don't control it just by yourself. You got other people there.
But why are you just reading internal?
Because that's what I was talking about. I was talking about on calls when you know.
I guess.
But the external, we'll talk about external control. External control is the belief that a person's life is completely controlled by external factors and fate has already been decided. See, that is not me at all. I don't do that. I almost think I have too much. I'm always like, it's my fault that everything's happening.
You don't believe in destiny.
Do you? Yeah. I mean, I think we control our own.
Yeah, if I just smacked the shit out of you right now, do you think that was your destiny? What? What?
Weird example, but no, I don't.
But like, I'm just thinking of something.
But if you did that, I would be like, what did I do to cause you to do that? You know? But see, that goes back to...
But you would have never seen that coming, like, because that would be outside of my character.
Uh-huh.
It would be completely strange.
Yes.
And unwarranted.
Yes.
But if I just decided to fly off the handle and do it right now, like, yeah, you would have never seen that coming. But would you blame yourself?
I would. 100%. I would be like, what did I do to piss you off? You know?
What did I do to make you smack me out of nowhere? Which, again, is completely unlike you and not your character.
Yes.
And clearly you are suffering from a psychotic breakdown right now.
I would be like, how did I drive you to the edge?
But I just wanted to pick something that would be so completely arbitrary and random that, you know.
No, but stuff like that, like, I don't.
You can't control fate or destiny or whatever.
Can't, and other people. And that's another thing, too, with all of these distortions is thinking you can control other people. When, you know, what other people do is completely out of our control. We can only control what we do.
We can only control.
I was really I do want to say, given this is all about mental health, I felt very proud of myself the other day because I said to someone in the course of an argument, I said, I don't, what was it? It was something really good that my therapist would be so proud of. No, but I'm serious.
I'm already proud of you.
I told my therapist about it. She was proud. But no, I told them that, like, I don't.
I still wish I knew what you were talking about.
Have any responsibility over their actions. I can only control my actions.
Yes. That's the only thing we have control over.
Exactly. But I struggle
with how we
that.
react. See, you argued my point on this in, like, episode 2. I said those very words. The only thing we have control over is how we react to certain things, like anything that
You're going to have
happens.
to find that clip because I don't remember arguing with you over that. I feel like I did not. My hands are greasy because I have lotion on.
You're asking me to sift through hours of footage of you arguing with me to find one particular argument.
Okay, let's get back to cognitive distortions.
Yeah.
Let's find another one. Polarized thinking, mental filtering.
Let's do emotional reasoning because that is a big one.
Are you saying I'm an emotional person?
No, it's just one of those ones that I believe everybody kind of hits on.
Whatever emotion a person is feeling during this thought distortion must be true in their mind. Once emotion is accepted as fact, because all logical reasoning is blocked out, they are incorrectly assuming that the negative feeling brought out by their emotions is the only truth. So here's the example that they give on this lovely website. You might feel lonely because at this moment you are by yourself and your friends are off doing something fun. However, from this feeling, you assume no one loves you or wants to be around you. I do that.
A lot of folks do.
Okay, that actually is a big one.
So
yeah, it's like generalizing your feelings.
Isn't it great how I know these things? Like I know which ones are gonna hit, and then you start reading it, and you're like, this is, and then you read the example, and you're like, oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I sound like. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but that's true though. I feel like a lot of people do that, like just generalizing your emotions a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's when I think of cognitive distortions. And one of the reasons I wanted to go over this is this is one of those things that I have to look at every so often from time to time, because these 15 little things ruin our mental health on surface level, so it's not something that we really see. But it does horrible things to, if you think about it. Like, if you break them down and you're actually sitting there like, I do that. Assuming that no one loves you or wants to be around you, what do you think that does to your mental health?
Yeah, it just brings you down. But that's depression too. Like, that's what it does. It's all of
But
these.
even folks that aren't depressed have those thoughts.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's just, I mean, that's a devastating thought that nobody loves you or wants to be around you. And you're
but
just doing
imagine if somebody
it to yourself.
says that to you too, though. Like, imagine you're in an abusive relationship, or you come from abuse or something like that, where that's already been drilled into your head.
Okay, well, that's
gonna be
an extreme situation. If somebody's in a domestic violence situation, they're
or it can just be emotional type of thing. But yeah, I mean, you can be in relationships like that with friends too.
A verbal or a
you can be in
mental
relationships.
warfare kind of deal.
And friendships. So there's a lot of friendships that are like that too, unfortunately.
This one.
You are always insulting me.
I feel like that was an insult.
Saying that you insult me? Probably. Okay, so what else? What other ones do you want to go to?
Not, are we done with emotional
We're done
reasoning?
with emotional reasoning.
Oh, have we beat the
we
horse?
We did. We're done with emotional reasoning. Let's go to a different one.
I mean, there are so many. I guess we should.
Should statements. Let's go to should statements.
I want the folks out there to realize that I can't scroll past one without her being like, this is a perfect one.
I'm sorry that they all seem apt. Do you want to read this one? I've read the last 3.
Okay. This distortion, should statements, the one that Betty just deemed perfect to talk about next because it was actually next on the list. This distortion is statements of what a person should, in quotes, do, or must do, or even shouldn't do. These rules create a lot of pressure, imposing a set of expectations that is not likely to be met. Feelings of guilt, frustration, or even anger or resentment could occur from this. Here's your example. Statements. What, did you want to do it?
Sure, I'll read it.
Okay.
Statements like, I should be exercising more, create expectations that are not likely to be met. The pressure created from these should statements makes it difficult to meet those expectations, and when the failure occurs, there is guilt and frustration, which makes you less likely to make another attempt.
And while you're reading that, I'm thinking of how it applies in my life. I'm trying to think of times that I do this. And certainly, I often say, I should be exercising more. I mean, a lot of us do. We're in a physically demanding profession. But not a lot of us really care much for it.
Mm-hmm.
There are folks out there that really get down with fitness, and whether or not they're actually into it or achieve something from it, like a runner's high, is to be determined by them. I can't say whether or not they do or not, but to me, I think folks that find it fun to run are fucked up.
I mean, I really genuinely enjoy working out. I love working out.
Okay.
I look forward to it.
There's a difference between going and blowing off some steam into the weights or just, sprinting or running off some frustration.
Yeah.
There's a difference between that and, like Prayer was talking about, running 50 fucking miles.
That is an exception. I don't think most people do that.
You really got to enjoy something to do 50 miles of it.
It's like David Goggins. Who's going to carry the boats? David Goggins?
Oh, who's going to carry the boats?
Yeah. It's like him.
That's that guy's name.
David Goggins.
I always think of Chandler.
Well,
Not Chandler from Friends.
I know which Chandler you're talking
Yeah,
about.
but they don't.
Well, they still don't because nobody knows who Chandler is.
They do now because I just specified it wasn't Chandler from Friends.
The only other Chandler.
Clearly, the only other Chandler on planet Earth.
Yeah, but I think that with respect to should statements, I think I do that a lot with parenting and a lot with work. I should be working more. I should be working less. I should be working different hours. I should be home more. Like as a parent, I should be doing X, Y, Z.
It's just a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking.
Yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, exactly. Like I shouldn't have. I was just talking to my sister about this yesterday. Like, what all the mom guilt of. The other day, my son...
Is that in the DSM now? Mom guilt?
It's a thing.
What is this?
Mom guilt is a real thing.
Please explain.
Mom guilt is the very unique feeling of guilt that you have 24 hours a day as a mother.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up.
For literally everything that you do or don't do.
Mom guilt is guilt that moms feel.
Yes. Yes, it is. Well, you asked me to explain it.
Can you give us, an example?
I was about to give you an example. For example,
I look forward to this one.
I try very hard to cook and prepare healthy foods for my child. He is 2.5. The other day...
They're not going to eat that shit.
Thank you, yes.
Penelope
the other
had
day...
Cheetos for breakfast. Literally all she would eat.
The other day, I gave him homemade meatballs. I gave him... I think I gave him scrambled eggs, toast, a waffle, a fruit salad for breakfast, cottage cheese. He had everything.
This is what you hear he should be eating.
You know what he ate all day? He didn't touch any of that. You know those veggie chips? You know those little veggie chips? He ate like the whole bag.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he ate. And I was like offering him all day long. I'm like, will you have this? Will you have a banana? Will you have, I got all this fruit for him. He likes peppers, bell peppers. Would you like a pepper? No. He does. I don't know. He gets that from me. One. When I was a little kid, I just ate peppers like apples. He gets that from me.
Okay, well, it's not a gene to like bell peppers.
I think
but
it basically is.
At this, like Casey, my wife, she worries about Penelope's diet too. Like, they're 2 and 3, and Penelope's almost 4. But still, in that age range, they're going to like certain foods, and they're not going to like, falafel.
It's a win if they eat. I know that. Like, you just want them fed.
They will eat when they're hungry.
But there's
they will not. We have this instinct in us, like breathing, that we're not going to let ourselves starve to death.
I know, but I want him to have nutrition. Like, I want him to have good foods. Like, I offer him all this stuff. I meal prep. I offer him stuff. And it's just like, he wants these, like, the only thing is, if I name something that sounds enticing, he'll eat it. Like, granola bars, he calls them cookie bars. He thinks they're cookies.
Because there's chocolate chips.
Yeah.
And
so he's like all excited about it.
But it's, it's, how can you get mad at a 2-year-old for not getting excited about meal prepping?
Yeah. I'm never mad at him for it. I just want him to get healthy food. I'm mad at me for it. That's the thing. I'm never mad at him. He's 2.5. But there's that should. I should be able to get him to eat this. I should be able to make it in a way that he'll like it. I should, like, it's that constant, like, at the end of every day, I'm like, he should have eaten differently. He should have.
Man, if only I had put more cumin in the meatloaf. He would have really fucking chowed down on that.
I mean, he does really like cheese, so I put cheese in everything. But it's hard. I think and we do that with the should stuff at work too. I should do more of this. I should train more. I
shouldn't eat that donut. There's always a box of donuts.
Yes.
And everybody's always like, I can't. I'm not having that donut.
By the time the end of the day.
I'm already on my second one. And everybody else is like, I can't. Yeah. And by the end of the day, what's the box look like?
Yep.
Empty.
Yep.
Oh, I wonder who ate all those. Wasn't me.
Remember the time
I get blamed for it, but.
Remember the time you ate the tops off of all of the donuts and threw away the bottoms?
What?
Do you remember that? There was a There's a box of donuts at 3, and you ate the tops, the
Oh, just
frosting
the
part, like a
frosting?
toddler. Eat the frosting, and then throw it in the pot.
Well, that's a lot of carbs.
That's what Grady does. If you give him a donut, he just eats the frosting part of it and then throws away the rest.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to waste your carbs for the day.
You're
so.
basically a child. But yeah, so those are should statements. And I think everybody kind of does that.
Ooh, always being right.
This applies to you.
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, this thinking pattern causes a person to always have the need to be right. They internalize their opinions as facts and will put others on trial to prove that their own opinions or actions are the correct ones. So what's the difference between this and like
me
narcissism?
for that, and I feel like we could just fucking define this by saying Betty.
Gasp. No.
Well,
That is
I'm sorry. Am I wrong?
Yes.
You're not right all the time?
I don't have to always be right. In fact, I think I'm always wrong.
Are you trying to be right now?
Damn it. Okay, here's an example. 2 people at work have a
I think you
disagreement
just gave us a nice example.
about how one technical part of the project should be executed. One person believes it should be done their way because that's how it's always been done. But the other argues based on facts that there are industry standard procedures that need to be followed. The person completely ignores these facts and argues their opinion to any extent. I think we all know somebody like this. I think everybody knows.
Betty.
Shut up.
I mean, you served it up.
I think we all know someone who always has to be right. But what I was going to say is, what's the difference between that and like narcissistic thinking?
Nothing.
Because don't narcissists always have to be, like, they always believe that they're right?
Well, they think they're the shit.
Yeah.
And so naturally, everything they think is correct.
Yeah.
And the only way of thinking.
So is that, I don't really know anything about narcissism as like a diagnosis, but is this cognitive distortion a part of that, do you think?
I mean, it plays a role into it. I wouldn't say it's like the end all be all.
Yeah.
But like cognitive distortions as a whole and how you should think about them and why we're covering them today is because they play, little roles into a lot of the stuff that deals with mental health. So like narcissistic personality disorder, or just narcissism as we used to call it. There is 1 or 2 cognitive distortions that you can, or probably even 4 or 5 of them, to be honest, that you can say play a role in narcissism. All or nothing thinking.
Yeah.
Personalization. And always being right. There's 3 off the top. Because, they believe they're alpha male or alpha female. Top dog, and their way of thinking is the only way of thinking.
Yeah.
Because they're the shit, and everybody else is shit on their shoes, or is doing stuff wrong because it's not exactly the way they think it should be done.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of cognitive distortions in that type of thinking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that definitely makes sense.
I didn't know if I was explaining that correctly or to a point where it would kind of line up with.
Yeah.
I still have a little bit of that frog left.
You sound a lot better, though.
I am much better. Thanks for asking. All right, labeling.
I said you sound better.
Labeling. Oh, yeah, you didn't really ask. Well, I am feeling better. Thanks for not asking.
Labeling. Labeling is an extreme form of overgeneralization. When this type of thinking occurs, you assign judgment to yourself or others based on one negative occurrence or incident. Instead of recognizing you or others made a mistake, you attach a label to it. This mislabeling of the situation is generally exaggerated and is solely based on that single incident. Example. You ask a colleague for help with a task you are working on. Your colleague quickly dismisses your attention and does not help you. Based on this, you assume they are a selfish jerk. However, they could be swamped with work and have immediate deadlines and is feeling the pressure. And are. Anyway, they react negatively to you asking for help, but you do not realize the pressure and stress they're under. This is a thing that I think we as a society do way too much of. It's like if you have one negative interaction with somebody, you immediately think that they're an asshole. Like, I have seen that so many times where, especially in my work, you'll hear there's a lot of gossip, and I really hate it.
My work.
My department.
Oh. Oh, I thought you.
No, like we have the same work. I mean, my department. There's a ton of gossip. People talking about everybody else, and oftentimes you'll hear someone say they have one. They had one. This person is an asshole. I don't like this person. You say, oh, what did they do? And they'll give
they
you
didn't
one.
cover my shift for Christmas.
It'll be one negative interaction that they had one time, or I heard that so and so said that they didn't get there early for their shift, that like they were supposed to 3 weeks ago, and because they said that was a negative interaction, the next person just automatically assumes, and then before you know it, people are spreading all this about
yeah,
people.
You're the shift asshole.
Yeah, and you didn't really do anything.
Yeah, you just didn't come to work on time.
Yeah, it's just like,
kidding.
well, no, I mean, one day everybody does that, but no, I think we as a society, we do that way too much. There's a lot of, we don't give ourselves and each other the benefit of the doubt, like at all anymore.
And for those listening that aren't in the first responder field, coming to work on time means something completely different in the fire service.
Yeah.
Not being late for your shift, but being late is kind of screwing another guy over.
Yes.
If your shift starts at 6, you should generally try and be there by 5:15.
Yeah.
So that the person doesn't get caught on a call.
Yeah. Because that could be hours before they're off.
Right.
And let's say they have an appointment, they're just tired. Like,
I just wanted to clear that up because we're not talking about being late. We're talking about being fire department late.
Yeah. So for us, being on time is late. Being early is on time. And most people are respectful of that and do their best to be on time, which is early. But that kind of spans other things too. It's like there's expectations, like for people who, if you drive the ambulance the day before, don't leave it empty. Don't leave it even half full.
That's a big one in the fire service.
Yeah, it's supposed
to be.
Fuel
levels drive people insane.
But as someone who drives a lot, it really does drive me crazy. Like, if you leave
as
it at
somebody
half,
that works at a busy firehouse, we're gonna fill that fucking ambulance. We're gonna be at the gas station that day, one way or the other.
Yeah, but just do it. That's the thing. Like, I felt like shit the other day because I was at work and we went down to half a tank, which is lower than I ever let it get. And it was, I think, like 5:00 in the afternoon. So we were like, oh, we'll get another call. We always do. For some reason, we didn't get another call. And I was giving my report to the oncoming shift. And I was like, I am so sorry. I just remembered that we did not get another call. You're at half. I feel like such an asshole. But just explain it.
Half a tank is that. That's a bad one.
It is bad.
Like,
it's
that's not, I forgot.
3/4 or above. In my defense, I was not driving.
Of course.
I wasn't driving.
It was somebody else's fault, right?
I was not. But I'm saying, like, that was on me, though. Even though I was not the one driving this, still, I felt like really bad about it.
For those not in the first responder field, empty, as far as when it's on E in the fire service, it's like
half.
3/4.
Well, I would say empty is half. You want it to be at least 3/4.
If I don't let it get below 3/4. I don't let the oncoming driver of whether I'm driving the engine or the ambulance come in with anything 3/4 or less.
Or less, yeah. Yeah. That's the expectation.
Usually, if it's coming off of the F, I just stop and put some fuel in it because it'll stay on the F for a long time.
Yeah. But that's the thing. But that's what I'm saying, though, too, is that there have been many times that I've judged people for, I remember a while ago one guy was like 45 minutes late to relieve me, and I think I was on a 36. I was tired. I was pissed off, and that stayed in my head. Every time he worked after me, I would think, oh my God, is he going to be on time? And he was on time every time after that. But because of that one time, it was stuck in my head. And I think we as a society, we're so quick to judge people for
100%.
you know, stuff that they do one time.
And that's one thing I remind my wife of, too, because she'll talk about it in her job. And, it's not something that's fire department only or
Yeah, absolutely.
You could go to literally any job and or high school.
Yeah.
And this kind of shit is going to be going on. People talking about other people, labeling others, just the petty bullshit that we somehow fill our day with to pass time or to stay sane or whatever. Like, this guy's such an asshole because he didn't fill up the ambulance. And that person's not an asshole at all. Usually they're pretty fucking nice people. They just, for
something
whatever
happened,
reason, something happened or they got busy. And now you're labeling this guy and he's going to walk around without even knowing it.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Hey, that's that fucking idiot that didn't.
Yeah. I've literally come in. I've come into work to people talking about me. And I'm sure other people have. That's just how it is. But I've learned over time that if someone starts talking to me about someone else, oh, so-and-so, I don't like them. I always say now, I need to make my own conclusion. What?
Emotional reasoning.
What about it?
You're doing it.
How's that?
In that sense, you're doing it.
How's that?
Because...
No, I know for a fact they were talking about me.
You assume no one loves you or wants to be around you.
I didn't say that. I said I've walked in to people talking about me. I know because I heard it.
Which means what?
That they're dicks. No.
That they don't love you or want to be around you.
Well, that they have nothing better to do than talk about me.
So labeling is just something that happens. I guess the big takeaway from that is, or what I wanted to get across was, it happens in every job and every aspect of life, every walk of life. People in the, what is that? Monks or whatever that take the vow of silence.
Yeah.
They're still thinking bad thoughts about the guy on the mat next to them.
I would like to think that they are not. I would like to think that monks.
You would like to think that, but I would probably bet you, man, that guy's feet stink. I'm gonna tell everybody.
Okay, last one that we're going to cover is...
No, it doesn't have to be the last one.
It's not the last one, as a matter of fact, but we will cover next is catastrophizing.
This is a one that, again, everybody fucking does this.
Yes.
Also known as minimization and magnification.
Yes.
If you catastrophize something, it's always worst case scenario.
Yes. Example. A person is meeting a date for lunch, however, their date is running late, and the person starts assuming the worst. Their worries escalate quickly, and the thoughts become exaggerated when there could be many reasonable explanations why a person is late. Literally, this is me. If
you've said that literally about every single one.
Okay, but if it's about everything. So my son has started helping himself to stuff from the fridge, right? And so if he gets something from the fridge, immediately I'm like, well, if he opened the fridge, how long was it open?
I'll bet that wasn't celery.
If it was if it was open for a long time, then all the food is spoiled, and all the food is spoiled, which means we're gonna get sick. We're all gonna have food. Like, I literally will go down the rabbit hole of catastrophizing. I'm bad at this. I'm really bad with doing stuff like this. But here's a minimization example. An athlete wins an award but does not acknowledge their accomplishment. They minimize the importance of the award because they might feel others already have the same award. I think this one is everybody too, though, because I think we're also not really supposed to celebrate ourselves in society. We're kind of supposed to be almost forced humble.
I'm guilty of this one.
Explain.
Well, I mean, in the fire service, we get awards for doing our job.
Life-saving. I got a life-saving award. Sorry, not to brag, but yeah.
Whereas I get a life-saving award and I just throw it in the trash.
Because our job is to do that. Like,
right.
That's literally
so
what
I'm minimizing.
But at the same time, it's a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I'd rather just work overtime so everybody else like you can go to the fucking award show. And
I didn't go. Thank you very much. I did not go to mine. Regardless, I think in our society we're kind of supposed to be overly humble now. Like you're not supposed to celebrate yourself and say, "Oh, I'm proud of my accomplishment." I think
well, that's a lot to do with everybody getting a participation trophy.
that's
nowadays.
also true. Yeah. Okay, what else?
Catastrophizing. That's a big one that you're just trying to skip right over because you're on some sort of a roll. But just be aware that a lot of these, like we've talked about, a lot of us do them. We're all guilty in one way or another of some of these. This one is one of those ones that hits for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't think of a time where you thought worst case scenario or undersold the importance of something that genuinely is important, but just because you think it's not that big of a deal, everybody else shouldn't think it's that big of a deal, kind of a mindset.
Jumping to conclusions.
Yeah, I'm so this.
There are two types of this distortion. Both consist of jumping to conclusions and making assumptions that are not based on any actual evidence.
Mind reading.
I can't say that these are me anymore because you're going to do your, oh my God. This distortion occurs when you think you know what the other person is thinking. You assume what other people's reasons or intentions are and take that interpretation as the only valid reasoning.
Who isn't guilty of this?
That also true. An example, when you're spending time with a friend but they seem distracted or uninterested, you automatically jump to the conclusion that it has something to do with you. There could be many reasons unrelated to you why they're feeling that way. My old therapist used to say, and it really helped me, she used to say, "You're not that important." And it wasn't her saying, like, you're not an important person.
Right, I get it.
It was her saying, not everything is about
Stop
you.
being a narcissist.
Not everything is about you. Not every person who's in a bad mood is in a bad mood because of you.
Because,
not everyone who's upset is upset because of you. You know, you don't have that big of an impact. Like, that's just, and when I was
It's kind of mean.
No, but it's helpful though. You know, it really is helpful because I remember I used to say all the time in therapy, like, oh, I feel like I don't even remember what it was at the time, but I felt very guilty. I think it was during postpartum stage. I had a lot of that guilt, a lot of that just really just feeling bad about everything. And she would tell me, you don't have power over everything.
Right.
You don't have control over everything and everyone. You can't possibly be in control of other people's actions, emotions, behaviors. All you can control is yourself. And if someone,
all
and that's
you
another
can
thing.
Control is the way you react to things, not yourself.
And if someone reacts negatively to something that you do,
again, we'll go back to me smacking you across the face for no reason, just out of the blue. You can't control that that's coming, but you can control the way you react to it.
And it's also my responsibility to tell you
not to do that, please.
Yes. It's our responsibility to control our own emotions. And I constantly remind myself it's other people's responsibility to control their own emotions. That should be a mental health minute. We should do that.
So, mind reading. You don't know what the other person is going through. You don't know what the other person is thinking. So stop acting like you do. That's just, a lot of people are guilty of it. Fortune telling, however, is similar, but it's exactly the same with some changes. Harry, that's a shout out to Harry.
This distortion is when you make conclusions and predictions based on little or no evidence. The prediction is generally arbitrary and has a negative outcome. Example. You have a date with a wonderful person, but you predict that the date will go bad. You start making assumptions about how the date will go before it even has occurred. The predictions are not based on any actual evidence.
Yeah, this guy's going to be the love of my life, or he's going to be an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Or you already start picking things out that are wrong with them. And you haven't even met them yet.
Yep. Or they're not going to like this outfit. They're going to think I'm fat. They're going to think I'm ugly. They're going to think, stuff like that.
Because the first thing I do when I show up on a date is comment on the lady's weight.
You know what? There are guys who do that. I'm just saying.
Man, you're a lot fatter than your picture.
There are people who do that.
So you can't predict the future. You can't read people's minds.
Correct.
Big things to remember.
Yes.
Do we do it almost subconsciously or like without us even knowing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And can we keep that in the forefront of our mind and still not do it? Probably not, because it's almost like a basic instinct.
Yeah.
Not that we think we're that important, like your therapist would say, but just because it falls back into that personalizing thing again. I honestly, I don't think it has to do so much with I'm that damn important that everybody is fucked up because of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to relate to the situation.
Yeah.
Like, well, why are you feeling so bad? Did I do anything? That's one thing that we always go to. Like if somebody's crying or having a bad day, hey, is it something that I said? Is it something that I did? Just to either rule that out or try and get on level with them to help them.
Yeah.
You're not trying to make it about you. You're just trying to help.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing we go to because it's the first thing if it is something that we did, we can make a quick adjustment or talk about it. Like, hey, I didn't mean to do that, or, I have to do that with, like, women all the time. Like, you fucking mad at me for something I did 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry, I forgot all about that.
Because we remember things. We don't forget. We have a filing cabinet in our minds of all the ways that you fucked up.
Yeah.
And we hold on to it.
I'm sorry, honey. I didn't realize that you were still mad at me for that thing we did in Ocean City last year.
What about dreams?
Yeah, dreams is another one. I just woke up from a dream and you were cheating on me, you asshole. I'm sorry. Sorry on behalf of Dream Tim. I feel for him, though.
All right. Are there any others that we want to cover?
Mental filtering.
Okay. Is this the last one we want to cover?
Yeah.
Okay.
This will be the last one. Again, I will put the full list and everything up on the episode description so that you can take a look at them yourself. But at the same time, we want to give credit.
Yes.
Where credit is due.
Absolutely.
And this has actually been a pretty good website.
Mental filtering consists of two types of distortions. Both occur when a person focuses solely on the negative aspects of an experience. Negative mental filtering is when a person focuses on the negatives of a situation and filters out all the positives. They will magnify those negative details and dwell on those feelings. Their version of reality can become darkened and distorted due to their focus on the negatives. An example, an employee who receives a performance review at work gets a good review but focuses on one negative comment that their manager made about them during the review.
This is so me.
And then disqualifying the positive. This differs from negative mental filtering in that this distortion acknowledges the positive experiences but refuses to accept it. It's a complete rejection of positive experiences. The person will invalidate and ignore the positives while finding excuses to turn it into a negative one. An example, a student gets a good grade on an assignment, but the student overlooks it and tries to explain their good grade as simply luck or fluke instead of a result of their hard work. This is so... No, I think I definitely do more of the negative mental filtering. What do you think?
I think that you do.
What do I think you do? What do you think you do?
I disqualify the positive.
Yeah?
I do. I do a little of both. I don't really care about a performance review, but I know that's just an example being used here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another example that would, qualify where I could relate to this, but in the heat of the moment of trying to do this episode right now, I can't come up with something on the fly. Well, but disqualifying the positive, I feel like I could speak to more. because just like we were just discussing, where I would be more apt to throw a life-saving award in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
The department's just trying to do something nice and recognize you for doing a job well done.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really need the positive reinforcement at the same time. But I'm happy to do it. I don't need an award for it. It's not that I think it's junk or trash or whatever. It's just, this is the job we signed up for, and did we hit a home run on that one? Yeah. When a baseball player hits a home run, does he get a fucking award every time? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, with respect to stuff like that, I would rather be treated better overall by the department than, and this is just mine, I can't speak to yours, and don't give me any awards, but just treat me better than,
give me some DFRS tokens.
But also, I think it's hard, and this might be the whole negative mental filtering thing, but it's hard to appreciate a life-saving award or something like that when, how many do we lose?
A lot.
So it's like, okay, you ran.
We have a losing record in baseball.
Yeah, like we have a very, very, very losing record. So it's like, you think of all the ones that didn't make it, and then you're like, oh, but you got this one. Like, great, that's wonderful. It's terrific.
I mean, but
what about all the other ones? I don't know. This is hard to.
So the thing about it is, again, for those that aren't in this field or line of work, you have about 8 minutes, I think it is, before you're cooked.
Mm-hmm.
So think about that. 8 minutes of your heart being in cardiac arrest before your brain is cooked.
Yep.
Lack of oxygen to the brain will leave.
Permanent.
We might be able to get a pulse back, but they're going to be a vegetable. So 8 minutes is not a long time. You think of when the person goes into cardiac arrest to the time somebody
shows up,
finds them, to the time they process it and say, I need to call 911, to the time, because they might try and do something themselves first, like, let me help. Oh, wait, no, I should call 911. So there's that time. And all of these seconds are precious.
Yeah.
So then they call 911 to the time the dispatcher logs it into the computer and dispatches the call, to the time that we wander out to the ambulance or the engine to go run the call, and then to the time it takes us to respond to get there, to the time that we walk in with all of our things, because there's a lot to carry in on a code.
Then find the patient wherever they are, get them to a place where we can start CPR.
And then also the last few seconds are, is this patient indeed in cardiac arrest or not? Because you don't want to just start thumping on somebody's chest.
Yeah.
But if they aren't in cardiac arrest, it'll wake them up real quick.
No, but also it's kind of assuming that if there is a bystander, that they're still there and doing high quality CPR, which usually is not the case.
No, people aren't trained in it.
No, they're not.
As far as high quality CPR.
Yeah.
Or just
good solid
chest
compressions. Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, but that's just the down and dirty of cognitive distortions.
Yeah. So again, I'll go ahead and I'll post all of the cognitive distortions we discussed on the episode description, so you can take a look at them. They are so important in everybody's, not mental health, but just be aware of what you're doing, because it might actually help your mental health in the long run to realize I'm overgeneralizing, or I'm catastrophizing, or
I'm labeling.
Yeah, like we just actually went over this in one of my therapy sessions last week, that she called me out on it, like, and I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm catastrophizing this situation. And I generally do that a lot, and I think a lot of folks do. It's not uncommon for our brains to wander into worst case scenarios, especially if you start playing Dr. Google.
And if you've experienced those worst case scenarios before,
Yeah.
it's easier to jump to the
You don't want
conclusion.
to go through that pain again, so everything's going to be that. Yeah.
So you're going to try to stop yourself from experiencing it.
Right.
But yeah. And as always, you want to get in touch with us? You want to be a guest? We are always asking and looking for guests. Please feel free to email us at
Bunkroom Chats Podcast
at gmail.com. You can also find us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, everywhere. We're everywhere.
We're doing a lot of work on the YouTube. As far as like shorts go, we're going to start doing mental health minutes, so that we have more content coming out more frequently. Because these episodes, while they're great to do and produce and get out to you, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback from folks, 45 minutes to an hour is a long time for this day and age. Everybody has the attention span of a goldfish these days. So we like the TikToks and the YouTube shorts and then the Instagram reels and stuff.
Yep.
So we're putting a lot more of those out. So just do us a favor, if you genuinely like it, hit the like button, because it actually helps the algorithm and it helps get us out there more, and it'll help get it out to somebody else that might benefit from it, not just make us YouTube famous, which we're not. Neither of us are looking for.
I'm not interested in that. But yeah, all right. So we will see you next week.